Good morning and welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Friday. Oh, we made it through the week, folks. Well, we've almost made it through the week. For those that are headed south, check of I-20 this morning, and everything seems to be moving pretty smoothly just short of 8 o'clock. I say moving south because a lot of folks already in South Louisiana for state championship football festivities. Of course, across the area, Sterlington and Gina played today. Washita and Ruston played tomorrow. So, again, there's a lot of moving and shaking. A lot of folks will be heading out. A lot of folks have already headed to South Louisiana for all of those events. So, again, safe travels. Be extra cautious on the roadways. And just, all that jazz. And hopefully you enjoy your time. Unfortunately, all of our teams are playing each other, which means that we're going to have some disappointed folks. It's not everybody can be winners, which, of course, is such the case in life. I was just checking because I fell asleep pretty early last night. Haynesville beat Mangum 39-37. I bet that was an amazing football game. Those are two great teams, man. Oh, man, I bet that was a great football game. Again, there's I-20. I left my clicker on. Who knows how much I just absolutely torched the battery. It's just triple A's. We'll be all right. Good morning, Kay. Low temperatures this morning. These are unofficial numbers, and we outperformed in a lot of spots. The cloud cover that did move in was not overly thick cloud cover, so it didn't really trap a lot of heat in, and by the time it moved in, most of us were already into the 30s. Camden at 34, El Dorado at 36, Monroe at 39, Natchez at 41. For reference, what I had for morning lows, El Dorado, Monroe, Natchez was 41, 42, 44. So, a good 3 to 5 degrees cooler than initially thought across the area. Again, just for transparency's sake. I like to share those numbers with you when they're good and even when they're not so good. And cloud cover always makes for a tricky forecast in that regard. Matus Patsy, good evening or good morning. Morning. Temperatures right now, 38 in El Dorado, 34 in Camden, 42 in Monroe, 51 in Natchez. So some spots are already starting to climb pretty quickly. And as we go through the day, I'm expecting a lot of areas back near 70 degrees. There is a weak cold front that'll pass through the region. I'm pretty sure my wife and daughter are watching from the next room. My wife just commented. It's pretty cool. I think most spots will be in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees as we end the day today. Weak cold front passes through the region. We will be a little bit milder tomorrow, upper 50s to near 60. And then the much colder air arrives Sunday, Monday. We'll get to that in just a minute. Janice, good morning to you. Dew point's relatively dry, but again, cloud cover's trying to sneak back in. It'll be on the increase through the course of the day, and then really ramping up, maybe even bringing a few showers across the area as early as overnight tonight, although those rain chances are quite limited. Wind speed's fairly light right now. We'll call them calm. Visibility's not an issue, at least not in our area. There is some fog, but it's mainly to our west. Infrared satellite, again, this morning shows at least some layers of clouds kind of drifting in, but not a lot of significant, appreciable cloud cover. The sun is basically filtered by cloud cover this morning, and that hasn't made a drastic difference in terms of temperatures. Again, most of us bottomed out into the 30s before the clouds started to roll in to provide any kind of warmth anyway. Good morning, Evelyn and May. Have a great Friday. Radar products made possible by Brown's Roofing. Schedule your free roof inspection at brownsroofingla.com. Nothing doing? That could change for Saturday, but generally speaking, the focus of this forecast is really centered around the potential for some much colder air going into Sunday, Monday. Good morning, Jan. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports, I-20 Frontage Road in Monroe. Go see Mike and the gang, ATVs, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, Honda, Yamaha, Polaris. Christmas season's here. If you're looking for one of those big gifts or even a small gift, go see them. They'll get you taken care of. Front makes its way through the area during the middle part of the day today. Again, it's not a sharp enough of a cold front to really bring a drastic temperature cool down, so we'll still see highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. It sets us up for the possibility of maybe a spotty shower or two through your Saturday, especially along and south of I-20. Then the reinforcing shot of cool air arrives late Saturday night, Sunday morning. Again, on the leading edge of it, maybe a few scattered showers, especially south of I-20. And then the colder air arrives as we go into the early parts of next week. And that sets us up really for a hard freeze across the area for Monday morning. We'll spend a couple of days below freezing Sunday night, Monday, and then again probably Tuesday morning. There will be opportunities to drop below freezing in all of that, in all of those regards. Gary, Pam, good morning. Hello, howdy to you as well, Mr. Gary. Check a futurecast temperatures, and again, most of us by midnight Sunday, and again, if you missed the streams yesterday, we're talking midnight high and low on Sunday, which means our high temperature for the day is probably going to be at midnight as soon as the day starts, and then with falling temperatures through much of the day Sunday, we will probably hit our low temperature for the day right before midnight as we go into Monday. So midnight high and low. Usually we talk about morning lows and daytime highs. That will not be the case on Sunday. So as you look at the 7-day forecast, and again, I explained that yesterday. I explained it today. I'll explain it at midday. I'll explain it this evening. I'll explain it this weekend. The main focus is the 7-day forecast can be kind of misleading. Temperatures will fall through the course of the day. As indicated here, by Sunday morning, we're back into the 30s. We don't really rebound much through the course of the day Sunday. We fall below freezing shortly after sunset. By Monday morning, we're in the low to mid-20s. Upper teens are not out of the question. Crystal, good morning. In fact, I've actually nudged the temperatures up a degree or two for Monday morning compared to where I had them yesterday. Is that dramatic of a change? Nope. Still hard freeze. Still probably the coldest air, the coldest morning we will see so far this season. And make sure that your cold weather preps are done by Saturday. You're not going to want to deal with that on Sunday. Yes, technically, we will be above freezing for a good chunk of the day on Sunday, but you're not going to want to deal with it because it's going to be breezy. It's going to be getting progressively colder. Saturday's a mild day. I would say get it done today because it's going to be 70 degrees outside. By Monday afternoon, we're in the low end of the 40s. Back below freezing briefly for Tuesday morning, but still upper 20s. So, again, not an extended period of time below freezing, but well below freezing for at least, a couple of hours. And then temperatures rebound as we go into the day on Tuesday. This is one of those cold snaps where we worry about frozen pipes and protecting your plumbing. Crystal, Carolyn, good morning. So remember those things. I didn't put the comma. Remove, drain, store outdoor hoses. You know what? I know you guys will bear with me while I fix this. But if I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget again. But obviously, again, remove any outdoor hoses that are connected because you don't want the water to freeze in those. See. And now we're all fixed. Remove, drain, store outdoor hoses. Cover your consider insulation for your exposed pipes, a pipe sleeve, something like that. Let the cold water drip from the faucet Sunday night. Open kitchen and bathroom cabinets. Use the warm air of your home to your advantage, and then leave your heat no lower than 55 degrees. But it's the faucets dripping. Everybody asks, do I need to leave my faucets dripping? This is one of those times where you definitely need to make sure. I know a lot of folks, if they drop below freezing, they let their faucets drip. And it's erring on the side of caution. Totally cool. Totally understand that. But it's a special emphasis on those types of things when we drop below freezing for an extended period of time, like we will do Sunday night into Monday morning. We will have weather wisdom late tomorrow morning, late Saturday morning, for folks that may not necessarily be accustomed, new homeowners, or if you're of the younger, or if you just moved into this area and you're not used to those types of cold weather preps. We'll have weather wisdom coming out, I believe, 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. kind of get you ready there. If you're sick of hearing about the cold, good morning, Janet. Here's a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. If you missed this yesterday, pretty high confidence, in fact, very high confidence of being above average temperature-wise leading into Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, same story. Very high confidence of being above average temperature-wise. So if you were looking for a white Christmas here, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Never happens anyway, but definitely not going to happen this year. Well, does this mean severe weather? Does this mean rain? Does this mean 80-degree temperatures? None of that is implied. It just means a high confidence. It doesn't imply that we will be way above average. It just means we have a high confidence that we will be above average. Good morning, Gloria. Daytime highs today near 70. Peaks of sunshine, but the clouds will start to roll back in. Enjoy the sun that we're seeing right now, because I would expect a noticeable increase in clouds as we go through the day. Winds will be out of the north behind the boundary later today, and then the winds are out of the north-northeast tonight. Lows fall into the mid to upper 40s. But overall, just a spotty shower can't be completely ruled out as the low-level moisture starts to kind of work its way back in. I wouldn't be surprised to see some stuff on radar tonight, but for rain to not actually be reaching the surface because the air just stays too dry at ground level. But we will see an increase in moisture and cloud cover, and that also leads the way to the potential for a few spotty showers or maybe even scattered showers by late Saturday. Daytime highs in the low end of the 60s on Saturday. Again, daytime highs, morning lows. That's what we talk about all the time. Not for Sunday, and I said this yesterday. Good morning, Gloria Carmen in Ashley County. Thank you so much for joining in. But we talked about this yesterday. If you step outside Sunday afternoon expecting it to be 51 degrees, you are going to be very disappointed in me and probably in yourself, because I've been saying this for a couple of days. 51 is probably what we're going to be at Saturday night, 11:59, as we switch to midnight and we go into Sunday. 26 is likely where we are going to be at 11:59 Sunday before we go into Monday. Midnight high and low. You may hear that a couple of more times before the winter season's over. That's a little bit more frequent. Good morning, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining in and your kind words. So if you wake up Sunday morning expecting it to be 26, it's probably going to be more like 37, 38. So it'll be cold, but it won't be that cold. And then we're back to normal with the daytime highs, morning lows by Monday, where we're in the low to mid-20s to start the day. Hard freeze for much of the region. If that is not to your liking, then wait till Thursday when we're back to near 70. Arklamus weather doing Arklamus things. And hello, Eddie. Ho, 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 Santa. I'm ready to see the guy. I haven't seen Santa in what? It's got to be, what, about a year? Get it? Because he only comes around. Forecast is always available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app, available for Apple and Android users. Yes, Chantel, crazy weather. We are seesawing back and forth. I'm calling this the temperature canyon, because we're just going to go bleh and then back up again. Forecast is always available on the website and the app. Too Long Didn't Read comes out about 9:30. Midday stream today. Ouachita Ruston football forecasts early this afternoon for folks that are headed down this evening, going to spend the night in New Orleans and get ready for I think they kick off at noon tomorrow. So folks are probably heading down tonight if they didn't head down yesterday. What else? I think that's it. And then fishing game later tonight. And I'll join you for a later this afternoon evening stream as well. And that is about it for this Friday morning. Again, the weekend is going to have some changes and some pretty sharp changes, so we'll keep an eye on the forecast, continue to adjust the numbers for Sunday and Monday. Just make sure that those winter weather preps are done by Saturday evening, because, again, you're not going to want to deal with that Sunday, and then we're very, very chilly on Monday. I'll check in with you in a couple of hours. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. As always, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for making this part of your day. Enjoy your Friday.